Well, first, I just want to say that I was honored when they approached me to fulfill Emma McLaughlin's the rest of her term, and it was an exciting opportunity for me. And after serving for probably 8, 9 months now, the part that I love the most about this job is getting to know everybody in my ward. I used to do Eastview PTO, I'm very involved in the community, and I felt like I had a good handle on the East End. But getting to know the people and kind of expanding Ward 2 and looking at, the demographics and the different people that have moved in and out and the families, that's been my greatest satisfaction, and probably the main reason I'm running is to continue to help the people in the East End with some of the issues that are upon us right now. I think the main thing that happened in Ward 2 when I came on was finishing Prospect. So I'm in charge of the upper part of Prospect, and there were a lot of issues revolving that street and not doing it correctly. And also when they did the subways, there was a lot of controversy there, and quite frankly, it was a mess. They had just kind of thrown weeds there, or thrown seeds there that grew to weeds and some issues. So I take pride in the fact I went up there, I looked at the situation, talked to a lot of the residents, was able to work with Tom Windes to get some help up there. Specifically, there's another piece of legislation I've been working on, and if you remember, it was actually something that I brought up in the spring, and it's taken me all summer to research, which has been very, very interesting, and that is abandoning paper streets. There's a huge push in Ward 2. There's a couple streets that residents would like to be abandoned. When I dug into the research, it was very interesting. It started in 1977, and almost every council since 1977 has had to hear the abandonment of Paper Street, specifically Park. And I went into the research thinking one way, came out of it thinking there are many different ways to look at abandoning. And abandoning the Paper Street is not the issue, really. That's a pretty simple thing. It becomes the next part of that property. Who gets what in that. And there is a very common misconception in the city that there's actually information on the books saying who gets what, and there really isn't a clear cut. And what's complicating is landlocking other residents and other things. So that's probably going to be, in my opinion, one of the biggest things that comes up in the next term, because now that people are aware that we're working on that, there's other streets in the ward that they want abandoned. So that's number one. Number two, I would say the failing infrastructure. This winter really took a hit in Ward 2, as it did many places. Like I'm thinking off the top of my head, Garden Avenue, very, very narrow. And this winter with the pileup of the snow and people are allowed to park consistently, that was a huge issue, and that road just got torn apart. We have failing old water sewer type things at the end of Bishop, at the end of Garden. We have some, failing in infrastructure. Seneca Ave has seen a lot of traffic between East State Street project and now with North Union, because all those tractor trailers have to come down Seneca to avoid front and that way, and that's really torn apart Seneca. One of the things that I've seen, my husband and I were not from here. I think we've lived here 21, 22 years. And when we first moved here, East End was just bubbling. We had the quality supermarket. We had really strong businesses, for families on our end. Thank God for Cutco. Good Times has brought in a lot of people. We have a lot of family-owned restaurants, bars, businesses that way. But I would like to see some more development in the East End. I think we have a great opportunity with Good Times. I think we have great recreational activities. There's some things we need to do with Forness and maybe the softball fields down that way. The stadium has brought in a lot of people. The hockey rink is going to be on the radar for everyone in the city right now, and the pool upkeep, those kinds of things. So I would think, for me, on top of really the infrastructure types of things, is really trying to support the businesses that we have on the East End and make sure that they're thriving, and if they need something that we can keep them viable, we want to do that, and try and develop some more in the East End. There's definitely a lot of commercial property available down there. There's a lot of positive things going on, but I think we could do more. Where do I want the city to go? I think I would say I want it to go forward. I'm optimistic and looking for a really positive outcome for us on North Union Street. I wasn't involved in that process because the alderman before me was on, but I'm optimistic. I'm looking for a positive outcome, but one of the things I don't want to lose in revitalizing downtown is the current businesses we have. I think that somewhere along the way we've kind of lost sight of helping them as well, because those are the businesses that are here. They've proven that they're going to stay here. And a lot of those business owners, not just on North Union, but if you think of all the family-run businesses that are here, they're very generous with this community. They give to organizations, they give to private citizens in need. So I want to make sure we continue to help them, whether it's grants or different things that I know that they're talking about downtown. So I want to do that. I want to see Olean thrive. I want to see us go forward.